Good morning, my student. Last time we talked about relative clause. We talked about who, which, and where. Today we'll continue our lesson. Okay? Okay. Last time we talked about who. Who can tell me when I can use who? When we can use who? Whom is. Good morning, Dimas. Whom? Yes, excellent, ya Qais Muhammad. We use who for people. We use who for people. We use who for people. Okay? So we use who for people. Okay? So the first one we talk about who. Who for people. People للأشخاص. Okay? About relative clause. Okay, my student. The second one we talk about where. We use where for relative clause. Okay? We use where for right? Right? No, miss. We use where for what? Who can tell me it as تمام؟ هيني مسمار لا راح الصوت. We use where نستخدم where هاي no هاي okay yes excellent برضو قيس ويوسف excellent we use where for a place we use where for a place للمكان so the first one who for people thank you who for people and the second where for a place okay what's about things الأشياء والانيمالز things and animals we use what ايش نستخدم things and animals الأشياء والحيوانات what we use excellent أنا شايف الأصل واحد قيس يعني okay ريماز thank you يوسف أحمد فراس نور ناصر yes we use which for animals and things للأشياء والحيوانات again who for people which for things and animals and where for place excellent okay okay now as we talked last time we talk about which اللي هي قلنا animals and things okay we use it to talk about animals and things للحيوانات والأشياء وحكينا هلا في سؤال trick question سؤال الأذكياء what's the relative clause can instead of who and which we have relative clause excellent يا يوسف سمير thank you yes we can put that instead of who and which excellent yes we took last time about that we can put that instead of who or which instead of who and which اللي هي the relative pronoun that okay it can replace who or which نقدر نستبدلها who or which any question about it في أي سؤال okay as we talked last time about this exam my father brought me a bird I chose the bird okay my father brought me okay my student let's continue okay we talk about this example an example we have my father brought me a bird I chose the bird my father brought me the bird that we bought that we can instead that نحط كمان مكان that relative pronoun اللي هو relative pronoun instead that ايش اللي بنقدر نحطه ايش يا مس we put instead of that بدل that شو بنحط آية تامن We bought excellent يا قيس لا يا ريماس bird اللي هو حيوان لا things قيس excellent قيس excellent we put which instead of that عادي بنقدر نحط that أو which for animals and things excellent so that can be only used in non-defined okay now relative pronoun when اللي هي adverb adverb اللي هي الظرفية it talks about time we use when for time excellent thank you we use when for time okay let's start the read this example he visited us last year we were moving then he visited us last year when we were moving عندما هون عندما السنة التي كنا طالما he visited us زارنا السنة الماضية التي كنا رحلنا فيها moving here where when we were moving إذن we use when for time we use when اللي هو adverb when for time okay he visited us last year when we were moving Dan says look another example we have Dan says he will always remember that day his parents first put him a bike for his birthday. Look at this example. Dan says he will always remember that day, the day, okay, when his parents first put شوفوا مس طلع على الذا هدول الذا عملناها the day كلمة واحدة we bought just once the day when his parents first put him a bike for birthday so the day yes excellent the day we bought because we have a time we bought a relative pronoun adverb اللي هي عنا when excellent when so when for time when for time any question about when عنا أي سؤال عن when مس any question about when yes when for time what's about where for place the relative pronoun where it talks about excellent يا رحيق yes يا مها excellent أيها yes thank you about place where we use it where for place اللي هي للمكان as we told about school this is school where I taught in it okay Tom wants to go to Italy his aunt lives there okay Tom wants to go to Italy Tom wants to go to Italy where his aunt lives للمكان اللي بتعيش فيه خالته so because we have here a place we bought where because we have a place we bought where look at another example we have the town I used to live the town was not very big okay so the town عندنا كلمة مشتركة the town we put here the town okay the town it's a place okay it's a place so we put where the town where I used to live was not very big دمجنا الجملتين مع بعض yes the town it is this okay where excellent so we put where the town because town place we put for the place where okay so the town where I used to live was not very big. ما كانت كتير كبيرة. Because we have town مدينة يعني إيش حطينا؟ Where. Any question about where? Any question about where you miss? Where miss? Any question about where? Okay. Now we have the relative pronoun whom. Whom. Okay? We are going to use whom to use whom to talk about people as we talk. زي ما حكينا امبارح بس البيبل شو بيكون؟ البيبل شو بيكون؟ Yes يا يامن برافو عليك. Object برافو. It replaces objects in sentence. بتكون مكان شو؟ الأوبجكت في السنتنس مكان المفعول به في السنتنس. So excellent. We put it replaces object in sentences. So يا مس whom تنحط مكان المفعول به في الجملة instead of yes object. Excellent. Instead of object. Now the man was talking to a woman. طلع مس the man subject. Yes, the man subject was talking verb to a woman object. So whom instead of woman. A woman اللي هي مكانها a woman whom لأنها object مش subject. السبجكت شو بنحط لها؟ الفاعل السبجكت هو. Okay, the woman whom the man was talking نتحدث معها زلمته his sister. لا أخته. So the woman object we put the first, and because the woman object we put whom. The woman whom the man was talking to his sister. Okay, to his sister. whom إذا يا مس whom نستخدمها برضو للفاعل. سوري نستخدم whom للأشخاص بس مكان المفعول به instead of object مكان المفعول به. Look at another example. This is the teacher. This is the teacher. طلع عنا هاي المفعول به. This is the teacher. هلا طلعها للجملة اللي بعدها. I told you about the teacher yesterday. I told you about the teacher. I told you about the teacher. هلا بنحكي this is the teacher لأنه مش هون مكملة للجملة. هاي مكملة. I told you about the teacher yesterday. This is the teacher. So this is the teacher المفعول به whom التي I told you about yesterday. فهي شو بتكون؟ مكان المفعول به. This is the teacher whom I told you about yesterday. So I told you about هاي عندنا subject هاي verb on complete of sentences and the object here. I told you about the teacher. This is the teacher. Yes, excellent, Tenor. Okay, so هو for يلا بسرعة راح آخذ أول اسم. Who for excellent. No who. For people, excellent. For people, thank you. Okay, whom people object instead of object اللي هي instead of object لمين؟ للpeople. Where يا مس؟ where excellent يا يامن ونماس يوسف وقيس وسديل ونور excellent. So where for place. Okay, that يلا بسرعة. that instead of instead of نقدر نحطها مكان الهو أو that نستبدلها بالهو and that who whom where that which يا مس يلا which excellent for things for things things and animals لهلا مسألك question في أي سؤال عن هدول اللي أخذناهم؟ أوكي now يا مس يلا now relative pronoun whose excellent for positions excellent اللي هو ايش من البوزيشن الملكية teach a class of students طلع مثل الفاصل اللي هون the student native language is not English okay do not teach طلع عنا هون student وهون student فهي طلابها طلاب مين؟ المس طلاب ريم طلابي يعني زي ما احكي طلابي تامن طلاب الأولاد تامن طلاب مس زينب البنات صح؟ هون عندنا مس زينب بتحكي عن طالباتها وأنا بحكي عن طلاب ماشي مس؟ دريم teach a class of students هلا students ملكيتها صح؟ مش طلابها راح حطينا whose native language isn't English whose native language isn't excellent راح للملكية his language اللي هي whose native language isn't English so yes we have here whose four positions اللي هي الملكية لما نيجي نحكي عن الملكية طلابها أغراضه بنه قلمه أوكي نستخدم whose we use whose excellent يا نور ناصر okay so we teach a class of a student whose native language isn't English لطلابها مش لغتهم الإنجليزية look at another example the man is strange غريب the man is strange the man's house منزله the man's house is on street 18 okay the man whose house is on street 18 is strange شفتوا كيف عملنا بالجملة هلا احنا حكينا انه الزلمة غريب اوكي غريب الاطوار خلينا نحكي تمام هلا the man's house منزل الرجل اللي هو غريب الاطوار وين في الشارع 18 كيف عملناها the man whose house منزله اوكي is on street 18 اللي على شارع 18 is strange زي ما قلنا yes بنحكي عن house any question about whose في أي إشي عن whose يا يوسف سؤالين يس هلا يا مسلم ما اجي احكي لك عن ملكيته يعني اشي خاص فيه I'm waiting you يوسف I'm waiting you yes يا يوسف ايش يا ماس لسه يوسف بكتب يوسف I can read your question بالامتحان بتحكي حول حسب ماس إذا حولت راح يكون سير، لا تخاف. لا تخاف مس. Now يا مس خلينا relative pronoun. هاي worksheet. Worksheet. Relative clause are the clause that begin okay, with one of the following. Now, look at the verb. Who for people, whose for position, and which for things and animal, when for time, where for a place. Anything, any question about this relative clause قبل ما نبلش بحل الوركشيت. أي سؤال عنها؟ Any question؟ أي سؤال عنهم كامل؟ Okay. Fill the sentences using who, whose, which, when, and where. يلا. That's the man lives next door. That's the man. That's the man. ميرا بتقول هو. قيس هو. Yes, excellent. That's the man who. That's the man who. The girl, طلع مستركزوا على الجملة. The girl is sitting next to you is John's sister. Okay? It's John's sister. It's John's sister. The girl is sitting next to you is John's sister. Excellent يا برافو whose بحكي عن أختها. We have comma here. It's John's sister. Excellent. Now the car was parked in front of the house belonged to my uncle. The car, which excellent. The car, which برافو عليكم. In 1998, this is the year they met each other. Excellent. برافو عليكم. Okay, my student. Now I'll send you الواجب راح يكون من 5 to 20. حيكون الواجب عندكم بقية الورك شيت. Okay? وبكرة راح نرجع نحلها سوا ونحل الاكسرسايز عليها. Any question miss you have please tell me. خبرنا عن الواجب اللي عندك. Okay? Yes, I'll send to you. راح ابعث لك ورقة العمل مع الفيديو. Okay? راح يكون عليك بكرة الواجب. Any question you have, please send to me or to your teacher on WhatsApp. Okay? I will hope you enjoy in this class. وأنا سدي love you كتير. Okay? So try to study hard. كتير حلو مس الدرس. دير بالك على المعلومات. Don't forget to write your homework. Have a nice day.